we live in an era now where there could be a good Resident Evil film. Zach Cregger, I think, has the right idea in terms of, again, borrowing vibes and elements from certain games, but creating their own original thing. Obviously, it probably will be a while before we get to see any footage, but I'm hoping by at least the time we get to the summer, if they haven't individually shown something off, then maybe Summer Games Fest, Keighley might have something to, drop during, the celebration, because, he likes to debut, certain film and TV shows every once in a blue moon. If Craig can't get it right, I really want the Resident Evil series just to go on ice in terms of adaptations for a while, because I can't keep dealing with this nonsense, man.
Yeah, we've seen the direct adaptation multiple times fail with this series. But that's the thing, though. It's like Resident Evil, it's a strange beast. When it first came out back in '96 and I was playing it on my PlayStation, it's so bad. Like, the acting and the story, anybody watching this is just going like, oh my god, this is so bad. It's like a B movie. They recreated a B movie intentionally. It's like, how do you do something intentionally bad and it turned out that's like 90% of its charm, right? Like, we could talk about the Jill sandwiches all we want, right? And all the terrible dialogue. But that's what made it great. And then add on the gaming factor, the jump scares, the puzzles, and the really cheesy lore. And then you carry it on to Resident Evil 2, just the overacting melodrama, that romance between Leon and Ada. You knew each other for 40 minutes. Fucking stop getting attached too quickly. I guess that's what's called, a really, really exciting first date. What's that? There's research about it. You're in a freaking bridge, a wobbly bridge with somebody, and then suddenly you feel different about them. And then you have hundreds of zombies and Mr. X chasing after you, trying to kill you. Of course you're gonna fall in love with her. Seriously. Enough about that. But yes, I think that's why a direct adaptation probably won't work, because of those, my opinion of how the games were perceived back in its PlayStation 1 days, right? Then Resident Evil 3 came out, then 4, and then it started taking itself seriously to when Ethan Winters, when it's just pure on found footage, just fantastic horror elements. And then I think that's what's happening. People are looking at these new iterations of Resident Evil with its production values and just it's better in the long run, it's so far away from its old B movie cheesy charm that we all, grew and love. And I think that's what a lot of people are kind of expecting the new Resident Evils to come out, which now at this point in time, an indirect adaptation may be better, right? Like the way that Fallout did it, where we're not following exactly the main story arc from Fallout 3, Fallout 1, Fallout 2, nothing. You're not following that character. We're following Lucy. It's Lucy's character. One of the many unfortunate people who were thought, Lucy was born here, born in Fallout, and not a thought out character. The same thing that, certain characters, that's spoilers. But anyway, Zach Cregger can definitely benefit from that indirect adaptation. And seeing his work in Barbarian, seeing his work in the phenomenal weapons, I really want to see him, prove that into existence. Resident Evil has a lot of lore with the Umbrella Corporation and how, it doesn't just extend to zombies. You have the mold people in 7, Resident Evil 7, and whatever it is that they're gonna do in 9. And it's a virus. It's a biological weapon. It's a bunch of greedy people trying to weaponize something that they shouldn't be weaponized. And turn some into zombies, turned some into Albert Wesker, superhuman type of thing, right? But I want to see what Chris eats so he can punch a rock with his bare hands. But anyway, I really want to know how they're gonna do with that. And then that second half of Barbarian with Justin Long and injecting that type of humor into it, Zach Cregger can probably, hit that stride of that really cheesy, campy Resident Evil type of thing, matching with a really dark and insane, like, sinister dealings with the Umbrella Corporation, right? He was able to blend that in Barbarian. And even in Weapons with, like, the main antagonist, she's like the scariest thing. But at the same time, she's also weirdly camp and weirdly entertaining. Like, he has that balance, does it much better than Osgood Perkins, honestly. I love Osgood Perkins, but like when he tries to go funny, he just, like, the monkey, man, like, I
yeah.
can't stop.
No.
Okay. We're not talking about the monkey. But I think he did a good job with Keeper, though. But then again, he really had, like, fantastic casting, and he was able to blend that camp. It was a good balance, I would say. But Zach Cregger, I'd say, masterclass in that type of adaptation. So, cautiously optimistic, but not holding my breath.